trick truck. We got 6,000 pounds of stage weights, 8,000 pounds of wheel weights, and we got 3,000 pounds of concrete all over this side to counterbalance the foam rubber tires.
That one fooled me when I saw it on TV. Gordo here and another magician in the audience have agreed to hold their comments. I mean, aside from saying that you're unethical and immoral, we'll get back into that. But one question, a more serious question, and the truck reminds me, and as does this next trick. Don't an awful lot of your acts or tricks or whatever they are called have to do with almost a kind of a sadomasochism theme? Pain and death?
Yes, except that when people go into a Broadway theater, the thing that they comment on mostly is even though occasionally we're torturing each other, people are fully aware that this is a presentation done for them. And right back from the ancient Greek theater, right up through Shakespeare, right up through the movies nowadays, fantasy violence is not the same as real violence. When you see someone pretending to do violence, like in Die Harder, when the plane blows up, that does not make people think how neat it is to kill people. It makes people think how wonderful it is that we can control through special effects this violence. It's wonderfully life-affirming to be able to look in the face of suffering and death and say, we're just going to fake it. It's just, we're just messing around. And people have fallen into, once in a while, kind of a belief in voodoo. Voodoo is essentially the idea that the representation of something being changed changes the real thing. You have a doll of someone, you stick a pin in it, hurts them. And that same kind of voodoo is done when people say, well, if we can stop Bruce Willis from shooting people, people will stop shooting people on the street. And that kind of voodoo's never worked. But violence is always a really good... is always a really good, exciting roller coaster.
Teller is very eloquent in his way, isn't he?
And we're going to
card trick.
Want to do a card trick for you?
I'd love you to. Our card trick with knife.
We'll see. Our major complaint with card tricks as a rule is that card tricks seem to us to be, fairly wimpy. And we've got a card trick for you. It's a little bit different. It starts like virtually every other card trick with a card being selected. How about you, sir, with the mustache? Not the man standing up, but the one behind him in the white shirt. Sir, just wave your hands and tell me. Just stay where you are. Stay where you are. It's fine. Teller's going to riffle down the deck with his thumb. Well, whenever you want, you just yell, yo, or stop, or whatever single syllable seems appropriate to your character. Okay, go ahead, Teller.
Stop.
Okay, there's the card we're going to use. That's the card we should remember. And now, Teller, lose that card in the deck, would you please?
Remember the card.
Yeah, nice move. I've got a couple of silver dollars here. The silver dollars are no longer worth very much, but they are totally opaque. Each of the silver dollars is placed on its own strip of surgical adhesive tape. That move was amazing, man. You just like the path was awful. It's okay. It's okay. It's good. It's cool. It's good. You're silent. Oh, it's me, right? Oh, wait. Sir? The card that you selected, do you now feel that it's lost in the deck?
I guess so.
Be more definitive.
Okay, let me put this another way, sir. What I'm wearing right now is a costume, which means that all that I have in the pockets are like gimmicks to make the tricks work. But in the dressing room, in my street clothes, I probably got about $100 in cash. Now, seriously, sir, not part of the show, no gag. Would you be willing right now to bet me $100 of your own money that Teller has no idea where the card is in the deck?
Wrong.
Wrong. So in other words, sir, this is not going to surprise you very much, is it? So you pretty much knew the instant that Teller did that move, you knew the card wasn't lost in the deck. And yet, when I looked you in the eye and asked you man to man, is the card lost in the deck, you responded, yeah. And it really wasn't until hard, cold cash into the picture that you backed down at all. Now, a lot of people wonder why magic works, and the answer is sitting right there in the Geraldo audience. Now, this man is clearly not stupid. He knew the card wasn't lost in the deck. He wouldn't take the sucker bet. But more important than intelligence, this man here does not really give a damn about our card trick or his responsibility to the rest of you. And I want to say, sir, this is not a moral issue. I'm not trying to bust you on that. I'm sure if Teller had been chainsawing a child, you would have raised your hand. You might have gone all the way and cleared your throat. What I'm going to do, I'll do that same card, and then I will cut it, oh, I don't know, about halfway into the deck. Then I'll give the cards a shuffle, and now the card is lost in the deck. Right, sir? Of course not! Use your hand! No matter how straightforward I pretend to be to you, and how mean I pretend to be to this man here, my first allegiance in the world is to my partner, and if he wants the card on top, the card stays on top. So, sir, since you can't trust Teller at all, what I'd like you to do, smooth, huh? What I'd like to do is give me that same yo once again as I riffle. Would you please, sir? Stop. Okay, there's the card right there near the top. Now, that's the card we're going to use. That's the card we should remember. And now I will just do another false cut and a false shuffle, and the card is ostensibly lost in the deck. Now, the opaque silver, where to find it? Where? Opaque silver dollars, surgical adhesive tape. One is placed over Teller's upstage eye. One is placed over Teller's downstage eye. And one more is placed right across the center to stick it to his greasy little head. And, excuse me, ma'am, can you shuffle a deck of cards? Would you just take the cards there, please, ma'am, and look through them face up. Make sure the card is lost in the deck. Make sure that no one here could possibly know where the card is. Please, ma'am? Just lose it there. Yeah. Let me explain something to you, ma'am, okay? Now, this bit, like every bit we do, is written out and rehearsed, but there are moments within our scripts where I am allowed to be just malicious. Now, your whole sin, ma'am, if indeed you have one, is that you're very polite. So the whole time I'm talking to you, see what you're doing? You're looking me right in the eyes. Now, that's the way you should always deal with your fellow human beings. But when you're dealing with a scumball, keep your eyes on my hand, just lever the top card off, push it in my palm, and then I handed you the deck with the same hand. Now, you, like any smart person, you're scoping this hand. And that's why only a putz will palm with this hand, okay? So I give you the deck. Now, watch the move. Just like before, I have the card right there, but you didn't notice it because, boom, I show you my right hand empty. Now, why do I show you my right hand empty? Because my left hand looks about as natural as the seal boy. I could park a Buick behind that hand, okay? So actually do take the card back, and now you can lose in the deck. Just cut them or shuffle anything you want to do. Make sure it's completely lost there, so there's no way we can cheat. Just give him a shuffle. Just give him a shuffle. I'm just having her shuffle the card.
What are you doing?
I'm just making sure she's
You're going to carry on like
no,
this
I'm not
for the
carrying
entire show. There's only 8 minutes.
I'm
Shut up. Do the trick.
Thanks. Here's your cards, Mr. Teller. You want them, man? Want the cards? Want the cards? Woo! Oh, calm down. It's Geraldo. Okay. Opaque silver dollars, surgical adhesive tape. He is totally and utterly without sight. See it right down here, right by your nose. See right down there. Let me just move these around a little bit. Oh, gee. Okay, you got your lap. You happy? Go ahead. Let it go. Let it go. You got it. Let him see it. Let him see it. Guys over here. Is that your card, sir? Queen of Diamonds? Is that your card?
No.
It really isn't? No. Now, are you even going to remember the card? Oh, God!
We'll be right back. Call the emergency medical service.